Welcome back, adventurers. Today we are exploring Chop Chestnut. We're starting from the south end, turning left off Cow Creek Road.
We've sped up this half-mile pavement section on Chop Chestnut Road to get straight to the action. Up ahead on the right is where the asphalt ends, so make sure your rig is aired down and ready to climb.
Keep an eye out for this turn. Use your GPS coordinates because this is where the fun begins.
Right off the pavement, and we're already at a decision. Left gives you an easier bypass, but I know you didn't air down just to skip the good climbing on the right.
You know me too well. I love this section of stair-step ledges to climb. That sandstone gives sticky traction, so you shouldn't need lockers.
Fair enough. Let's see if your driving is as good as you say.
Don't worry about my driving. Just listen to that motor as it climbs right up this mountain.
Good work, that was fun. Now to our left is where the bypass joins back with us.
We are now up on the ridgeline, and around us is a good reminder that we are in the Daniel Boone National Forest, so watch for downed trees.
Downed trees aside, the views along this ridge are going to be incredible. And speaking of views, I can't wait to see the view on your face if you get us stuck in one of these water obstacles.
You won't get that satisfaction today. Most of these water spots have a firm sandstone base underneath, so we'll cruise right through. Speaking of the forest base we are driving on, did you know these hills used to be covered in massive American chestnut trees before the blight in the early 1900s? That's actually where the name Chop Chestnut comes from.
So you're saying I get a history lesson and a scenic trail ride today? But please continue. It's fascinating learning the story behind a trail that's been around for so long.
Seeing these logs on the side of the trail makes me think, can you even imagine that people have been coming up this ridge since the 1800s, first by horse and wagon to reach the homesteads up here, and now we can just cruise through in our Jeep?
Just think, I bet 150 years ago, someone in a wooden wagon bouncing over these same rocks was saying, "Jebediah, are we there yet?"
Well, I don't know if Jebediah ever made it to his homestead, but we have just arrived at the Chop Chestnut play area on our left. This is one of the great off-roading spots in the area. We have 5 hillside cliff climbs that get progressively taller and tougher. This is a fantastic spot to test your rig and build your driving skills.
So, line 5 is where you really prove yourself? I double dog dare you to take line 5.
A double dog dare? You're playing with fire. But we've got a trail to finish mapping today, so line 5 gets a pass for now.
Sure. Blame the mapping schedule. We were literally just passing the entrance to the play area on our left. If you're just scared, you can admit it.
Hey, a good explorer knows when to stick to the mission. Line 5 isn't going anywhere. We'll come back when the clock isn't ticking. Plus, a play area like that deserves its own dedicated video anyway. Besides, check this out right ahead. We're dropping down onto a long section of exposed sandstone rock here. Perfect spot to control the descent and enjoy the grip. These bedrock ledges give you awesome traction, but you still want to pick a good line coming down to keep your sides from rubbing on the banks. It is also a great section to climb if you ever are heading in the other direction too.
Oh, up ahead looks like another water obstacle. Still confident about not getting stuck?
Definitely. Even when it rains out here, many of these water obstacles sit on a sandstone slab, so you can get plenty of traction underneath without worrying too much about sinking to China.
Sinking to China? At over 1,300 feet up on this ridge? I sure hope not. That'd be an impressive mud pit.
Hey, stranger things have happened in these hills. But for real, this sandstone is part of the trail's history. It kept the old horse-drawn logging rigs from getting stuck over 100 years ago, and it's still doing its job for us today. We are now at one of the larger water obstacles. To our left, we have the bypass. Straight ahead, a very wide water obstacle.
Bypass? No way! We came for an adventure. Straight ahead, let's test our luck and see if this waterhole gets us that free shortcut to China.
Well, no international travel today. We came straight through the middle, and like most on this trail, it wasn't very deep with solid traction underneath. Still, you always want to enter water crossings carefully. You never know what is waiting for you, and these trails can change significantly with the weather. All joking about international travel aside, we are now at the most challenging spot on this trail. On our left, we have the new dry bypass. In the middle is the original trail, and to the right is the old bypass that is now underwater. We are going to test our luck and take the original trail.
Test our luck? That wasn't testing our luck, that was testing me for a heart attack. For a second there, I thought we were going to submerge the whole Jeep. I was 2 seconds away from grabbing a paddle, but hey, nice escape.
Just keeping you on your toes. You could definitely hear the engine starting to work for it. If it makes you feel any better, I was still in 4 high with the lockers off. Though I gotta admit, sandstone or not, with all the rain, that was deep. Our 37s and 3.5-inch lift were completely submerged.
4 high or not, I think we both know you got plain lucky on that one. We almost didn't make it out, but thank goodness we're back on this nice solid sandstone section as we head on down the mountain.
Hey, skill and luck make a great team. But let's change the subject to coming down this solid sandstone section. It really makes me think about how old this route is. I bet early travelers relied heavily on these exposed rock sections to keep from sliding down the mountain in the rain.
Smart pivot back to the history lesson. But honestly, you're right. Riding down this mountain sandstone today feels smooth. But doing this over 100 years ago in a wagon with wooden wheels in the pouring rain must have been terrifying.
As we came down the hill on both sides, you can see where the mining is expanding up the mountain. We will keep straight on the trail.
On our left is a great view. We will stay on the road, but looking over the edge, you can see the cross sections of the sandstone valley underneath us. This is such beautiful countryside.
Yes, the views are amazing, and the landscape is changing from the heavily wooded forest we just came out of. We are now running down toward the lower mining area. As you take a look out over the valleys from up on this ridge, you can imagine what started as small-scale coal seams worked by local homesteaders turned into massive operations that helped power the country's industrial revolution. Check out this section. You've got the historic mountain cemetery with graves back to the 1800s and a comms tower next to it. High points like this ridge were always chosen for 2 reasons: quiet, elevated ground for burials, and later, the best vantage point for signal transmission.
Talk about old world meeting new world. It's an interesting contrast where you can definitely see why they chose this exact spot.
You can now see how the trail is becoming a gravel road. Up ahead is our last stopping point. As we break free from the forest, everything opens up. We're coming right up to the final overlook before we start heading down toward the mine area.
Wow, look at that. You get these views that seem to go on forever. But right below us, you can see where the active mining has literally reshaped the mountain landscape.
You're at a decision point now. This is the end of the off-roading section of the trail. From here on out, you're exiting through an active mining area. If you'd rather skip the mine, just turn around and head back the way you came. Trust me, the trail has a completely different feel driving it in reverse.
Honestly, running it backwards sounds like a whole new adventure. Plus, it gives us a second chance at that water hole. But it looks like we are going to continue on to show everyone how to get out?
Yes, we will continue on down to the mining area. The mine is closed today, so we should be safe.
Good to know. It's always nice having an option, especially if you aren't feeling the heavy machinery exit.
We are coming up on the main road where the heavy trucks run. We will turn right, going away from the yellow gate. If you come in this side, make sure you turn here and don't proceed past the gated area, even if the gates are open.
This is a very wide road. I now understand why this is no longer on the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. The mining trucks must be enormous.
Yes, I agree. Here we will take a sharp left turn to exit. Even with active mining nearby, this main access route functions as a public right-of-way. You can use it during operational hours, but you'll definitely want to yield to the heavy haul trucks.
Right, stay on the main road. Keep your eyes peeled for big equipment and treat it like an active work zone until you hit paved asphalt.
Coming up on the right, you can get a glimpse of some massive haul trucks. We are now coming to the end of Chop Chestnut. At the stop sign, you are back on Cow Creek Road. Thanks to everyone for joining us on the ride today. At the stop sign, take a left to head to Highway 11. Take a right to go back to where we started. You will run into Highway 1057.
Subscribe to join us on more adventures.